when there was going to be a transition process, I was going to want Steve involved. And I approached Steve a few weeks ago about it. And I think, frankly, at first he thought I was an act of friendship. But it's much more than that. I need his help. So Steve is going to head up the transition process. Specifically, I've asked him to look at the existing infrastructure at Borough Hall, look at staff, look at personnel. So the second part of it is when we have a clear idea of what specific jobs or skill sets we're looking for, we're going to be inviting folks to send in resumes, and that's going to be the second part of Steve's task, is to go through those resumes and vet those. And depending on the number of openings we have, depending on what the volume is, Steve and I have had some initial conversations about some folks to put around him. I don't want to mention any names today, but that would help him literally go through that vetting process.
This is a sea change. This is more than a quarter of a century of change happening in Borough Hall. We've had 6 successive terms of 2 great borough presidents, and now it's giving way to, I would argue, on the merits, the most prepared man to ever enter the office. This is a man who's going to go into Borough Hall, as I said, with all the networking that we could ever want a borough president to have. What Jim asked me to do was to work with him and his team just to do a bottom-up assessment of what's there, because the structure has to fit both his style and his vision. My job is to try and create as smooth a glide path for James-Oddo and an Otto administration so that come January 1st, all of the things that are typically done after a new person comes into office are done in advance.
This is the first critical step of my borough presidency, and I'm taking this really seriously. It's not about so-and-so's cousin is calling, or this one played softball with me, or we want to find really talented people, and hopefully we could figure out, to find the resources to bring on those folks.